Welcome to Shift with Carlos. I'm going to tell you something I don't usually say out loud. For 20 years, I've watched people sleep for a living. I'm a board certified sleep technologist. I've scored thousands of sleep studies. I've sat in the tech room at 3 o'clock in the morning watching someone's breathing stop and start over and over all night long and known exactly what was happening in their heart, their brain, and their body. And when my own sleep study came back positive, I procrastinated using this thing for longer than I wanted to admit. So, if you've been putting it off, or you're scared, or you're frustrated, or you don't even know, or you're told that you have a problem yet, this channel is for you. And so am I. Hi, my name is Carlos. I'm a board certified sleep technologist with about 20 years of clinical experience. I have seen and spent 2 decades in sleep labs. I've hooked up the electrodes on the patients. I've watched the monitors all night from the tech room. I've talked with the patients at 4 o'clock in the morning when they wake up, scared, confused, and wires all over them. I've reviewed study with doctors the next day, going through the data line by line, even seeing what untreated sleep apnea does to people over the years. The heart problems, the stroke, the marriages that fall apart because they can't sleep in the same room anymore, the car accidents, the depression that people thought was just life. And because of that, here is something else I want you to know up front. For the big part of my career, I was a shift worker. I was the guy working nights, trying to sleep during the day, fighting my own body's clock to do the job. So when I talk about poor sleep, I'm not just talking about it from the clinical side. I've lived it. I know what it does to your mood, your focus, your relationships, your health. I know what it feels like to be exhausted on a level that coffee can't touch. That gives me two perspectives. I'm going to bring to this channel the clinical side, the actual science of what's happening when you sleep, and the lived side, what is really feeling like to fight your sleepy day, day after day after day, and what it takes to finally turn it around. But here's the thing, none of that protected me from being a terrible patient when it was my turn. A few years ago, I did my own sleep study. I knew the numbers, I knew what positive looked like, and I had told hundreds of patients, look, you need to start a treatment. This isn't optional. This is your heart, what we're talking about. And then when it was my own results and my study that came back, I knew what they meant and still didn't want to put on the mask. Yes, the terrible CPAP mask. I want to be honest with you. I want to be honest about why, because I think a lot of you watching are dealing with the same thing. It wasn't because I didn't believe the science. I literally see the science with my own eyes for 20 years. It was because I felt different when it was me. The mask felt like a confession that I was getting older, that I wasn't bulletproof, that my body was doing the same thing I've watched happen to thousands of other people. I felt like a piece of equipment I'd handed to other people was now mine. And that meant something I wasn't ready to admit. So I procrastinated. I told myself I'd start next week. I told myself I'd try lifestyle changes first. I told myself a lot of things. If a patient had said them to me, I would have gently pushed back. And during that time, I want you to hear this. I knew exactly what was happening to my body every single night, and I didn't treat it. I knew and I still delayed. So if you're watching this and you have been delaying, I'm not going to lecture you. I get it. I was you. The difference between us isn't that I'm smarter or more disciplined. The difference is that eventually I stopped fighting. And that day, and I did stop fighting, my life got much, much better and faster than I expected. So that's why this channel exists. Here is what Shift with Carlos is going to be. This is a channel for people who want real clinical answers about sleep, explained by someone who actually does the work, not someone who just read it in a book or just did a crash course or got a certification. We're going to cover things like what your sleep study report actually means line by line. The most common CPAP mistakes I see every single night in the lab, whether the sleep gadgets and the trackers out there are actually telling you the truth about your sleep. And I use it. I know how they work. The difference between sleep apnea, insomnia, and just being exhausted. What I wish every patient knew before walking into the lab for the first time. And honest answers to the questions you probably feel embarrassed to ask your doctor. If you're a CPAP user, this is for you. If you think that you might have sleep apnea but haven't been tested, this channel is for you. If you've been told you have insomnia or you're dealing with it, and if you don't believe that, this channel is for you. And if you're a shift worker, I see you. I've been there. And here's what this channel is not about. This is not about sleep hacks. This is not about putting tape on your mouth or, a $400 mattress topper or a fancy mattress that you can incline or decline. I'm not selling sleep supplements. I'm not going to pretend that 10 minutes of sunlight and magnesium gummies is going to fix what actually is going on for most of you. What I am going to do is explain in plain, simple language that for 20 years, I've been doing the same with the patients and what's really happening when you sleep, what's really broken, and what actually fixes can be done. Now, here's where I need you. Here's what I need you to do. I'm going to make videos based on what you want to know, not what I assume you want to know. You need to tell me what you want to know. So I'm asking you to do three things. Number one, comment below and tell me where you are in your sleep journey. Are you newly diagnosed? Have you been on CPAP for years and you're frustrated? Are you suspicious you have sleep apnea but you haven't been tested? Are you a CPAP user who hates the mask and is about to give up? Are you a shift worker who can't figure out how to sleep a normal schedule anymore? Are you a family member or someone who refuses to get tested? Whatever you are telling me, or are you reading this? Number two, tell me your questions. That question you've always wanted to ask your sleep technologist that you never had a chance. That thing your doctor didn't have the time to explain. That thing that you Googled at 2 o'clock in the morning and you got 10 conflicting answers and you keep going back and forth and you put it on ChatGPT and you can't make the best of it yet. Number three, if you know someone who needs this, share it because most of the people that have sleep apnea don't even know that. A huge percentage of cases go undiagnosed for years, and millions of people are walking around with their heart, their brain getting damaged every single day. You've helped someone get this care of if you share this message. And one more thing, I'm bilingual. I work with Spanish speaking patients and families, and I know how hard it is to find a real clinical information in Spanish. So, Spanish language version of this channel is coming. And if that is you, or your parents, or your abuelos, or your comunidad, let me know, in the comments. Déjame saber si quieres este canal también sea en español también. Look, sleep is not optional. It's not a luxury. It is something you can't hack your way around with discipline and coffee. It's these foundations of everything else you do, your heart, your brain, your mood, your relationships, you work your life. And almost nobody gets it right. I'm here to help you change that. So I'll see you in the next video. Just subscribe, share, and like, and I'll see you soon.